All right, what's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Armon, and we're back with another video. Get in here, get in here. We gotta talk about this half of 2024's hottest female rapper list. Now, if you guys remember back in June, I believe, they did the hottest female rappers of 2024 for the first half of 2024. And I think Nicki Minaj was number one, Sexyy Red was number two, and I believe Megan Thee Stallion came in at number three. Maybe perhaps Doja Cat number four, and Ice Spice number five. That's what I kind of feel like. I don't remember the whole list, but I remember at least the top three was Nicki, Sexyy Red, and Megan Thee Stallion. Now, the list has changed. They have closed out the year with the hottest female rappers of 2024. So Billboard has continued their list and updated it. Now, there has been a lot of significant changes as to who's number one, number two, number three, all the way down to number 10, okay? So Nicki's on the list, Sexyy Red's on the list, Latto's on the list, Flo Milli fell off the list, okay? Ice Spice has fallen off the list. They've been replaced by two other people on the list. We'll get into that. Doechii and Rapsody. Cardi B has fallen down the list. JT came up on the list. Latto was on the list. GloRilla is on the list. So we're going to get into some things. I feel like the internet is kind of in an uproar about this list. I personally feel the list is a bit accurate. I feel like it's actually really, really accurate. I think you can argue number 2 and 3, but number 1 for sure is accurate in my book. So let's go down this list and just kind of get into some things really quick. I think, okay, so here's how the article starts. Billboard's the 10 hottest female rappers of 2024. After releasing this first iteration of the hottest female rappers list in June, Billboard returns with the final ranks for 2024. So this is the final. In June, Billboard unveiled its inaugural hottest female rappers list, sparking a wave of discussions online. Nicki Minaj claimed the top spot, followed by Sexyy Red, Megan Thee Stallion. So I was right. And even in a year dominated by rap beef, the rapid production of high-quality records by women rappers has been impossible to overlook, okay? Rappers like Flo Milli, who made a mark on the list in June, ranked at number 10. She fell off the list, okay? Now, one thing I would like to say, this is important right here. Like in June, the list below, this is very important, guys, the list below takes into account record quality, chart success, cultural buzz. That just means, like, to me, social media, people talking, just everything. Notable business endeavors and partnerships and touring success. Okay? So it's not just numbers. It's everything. It's a conglomerate. It's record sales. It's presence. It's online presence, social media. It's business deals, partnerships, touring. Like, are you that girl? So let's get into it. So ranked at number 10, Cardi B. Back in June, you can see she was at number 7. Cardi B has fallen off 3 slots at number 10. Okay, for me, they're saying pretty much Cardi B, for one, absolutely knows after finding unprecedented success with her debut album, Invasion of Privacy, the Bronx-bred star has worked hard to prove those features weren't flukes. And so far, she has done pretty well. She has had 4 number 1 singles since Bodak Yellow and a slew of other songs across the charts. She's helped younger artists break through, notched a bounty of brand deals, and dropped music videos that made the culture stop and stare. Whether it was election commentary to defend Vice President Harris or fending off viral MCs like Bia, oh, that was a little shade, she stayed in the public consciousness. By all accounts, Cardi B has become the superstar her debut album foretold, okay? Even without releasing her long-awaited sophomore album, Cardi B has kept her momentum moving with songs like What, which broke into the Hot 100's top 40 and raked up 30 million YouTube views. So that was it. Pretty much, I remember back in June, they were talking about the fact that she still hadn't put out an album. Now, here's the thing with Cardi B being number 10. We can look at it 2 different ways. We can look at it as, okay, Cardi B hasn't dropped an album in almost a decade. And yet she's still one of the hottest female rappers to this day. Okay? Still in the conversation, still in the charts. Or we can also look at it as the momentum of that invasion of privacy era, the numbers, the fluff, the Grammy, the number ones, it's starting to burn out. The oil is starting to evaporate. And if Cardi B does not do something quick by next year, Cardi B will be off of this list. And I think that's more of a testament to how we should look at it. And the reason why this doesn't look, I cannot read this and say, oh my God, Cardi B has put up so many stats. She's so relevant and so powerful in this game. We're still talking about her 7 years later. She's still on the charts. I mean, in these conversations with these lists. The reason why I can't do that is because she didn't move up the list. Now, moving up the list for me would have to be mean she's dropped more music. She's shown progress, even though she's dropped music, but it wasn't substantial enough for her to be moved up the list. But I would have been able to give it to her and her staying power had she broke even and stayed at number 7. Because it would have been like, damn, Cardi B still, even though she hasn't dropped, she still has done so much work that her position is still solid. But the fact that she dropped 3 slots and is almost off the chart is saying that, okay, you're almost out of gas. We're almost done riding in that invasion of privacy train. That invasion of privacy car that you have is on fumes. And it literally is about to run out. So if you don't stop and put some gas or buy a new car, because really, honestly, it's not even gas at this point. That motherfucker's about to break down. You need a new car. That car is on its last lap around the city. If Cardi B doesn't do anything next year to create momentum and drop an album, Cardi B not only will, here's the thing, Cardi B will fall off this list. If anything, she needs to climb back up the list. But if she doesn't do anything, Cardi B will disappear off this list and she will completely be a flop. Because she has went from, first of all, she went from number 7. That was pretty low on the list, considering the type of female rapper and pop star that she is. But to now be barely holding on at number 10, I would like to see her put out something so she can start climbing back up the list. But if they do this again in June and Cardi B doesn't have anything out, she will not be on this list. And that, if she doesn't make the list, that is going to be a very, very volatile and major red flag and sign that Cardi B, the decline is near. Because gone are the days that people are going to be sitting here singing your praises about invasion of privacy year after year after year. At some point, that car will have to go to the junkyard. We don't care anymore. It's old. We need a new one. She's been driving that motherfucker for almost a decade. She's tuned it up here and there. She's got to break. She's added a little to it. Went and got it painted up. Dropped a record here. Did a little of this. Got that. Switched it out here and there. Mixed and matched. It's time for a new outfit. There's only so many times you're going to keep mix and matching that invasion of privacy moment. Here's a feature there. There's a feature. Oh, we caught one here. Here's a look here. Girl, at this point, the writing is on the wall. Now, her fans and people, they can pretend like that's not what this is, but the numbers are here. The stats are here. At the end of the day, it's getting to a point where the people are not going to give a damn no more. Okay? So, there's that. Rapsody. Okay, so pretty much what I got from this is when the first list came out and Rapsody wasn't on there, a lot of people were dragging it because they were like, well, why isn't Rapsody on here? You know, she's one of those kind of like woke conscious rappers. That's not my style. I'm not really a Rapsody rapper. I personally feel like Flo Milli could have actually moved up the list. Cardi B could have went down and Rapsody could have stayed off of this list. However, I think the fact that Rapsody got nominated for a Grammy this year for Best Melodic Performance allowed her to get the number 9 spot. Do I think that Rapsody is hotter than Cardi B? No. I mean, I don't think we talk about Rapsody, but I guess based off the metrics, I don't know how they're judging to throw Rapsody on here. I think Rapsody was more of a, okay, we got to add a conscious girl on here because we got dragged. She's talented, but I mean, I just feel like we always feel like we have to throw Rapsody in it because she doesn't do like club music or music that we like to listen to. So it's like, don't ostracize her because she doesn't make popular music. She's more like of a conscious rapper. So they want to, I feel like Rapsody being on here is more of an inclusion package. No shade. JT. See, now this is what you call progress. JT went from number 9 on June 2024, and now she's number 8. JT landed at number 9 on this list in June before she dropped her debut solo mixtape led by the RA Gold Certified Hot 100 hit Okay. JT completed her solo with City Cinderella, a 16-track set that found her reflecting on childhood traumas and popping her ish over production that pulled from early 2000s New York hip-hop and Miami bass. The tape opened up at number 27 on the Billboard 200, moving 26,000 units in its first week and outcharting any City Girl release. Damn, I didn't even know City Girls never broke 30,000. So that was good. So JT showed that she was the City Girls. She outdid anything that the City Girls ever did. Okay? So I think that that's great. With album cuts like JT Coming and Intro and Intro, Hope sparking TikTok micro trends and previous singles like Sideways continue to bring new listeners into the fold. City Cinderella found JT flaunting her limitless potential. She also promoted City Cinderella with a 21-date tour that graduated her from clubs to theaters. Although she's primarily been preoccupied with promoting City Cinderella, JT did pop out for a few features, okay? And for her remix of Doechii's Alter Ego, she earned Best Remix Recording Grammy nod, moving the Miami rap star one step closer to Grammy Gold. Okay, so Kate Trinata's remix of Doechii's Alter Ego got nominated for a Grammy, and pretty much there's JT's Grammy nomination. So I think that Grammy nomination for JT actually propelled her. So the fact that she was able to break away from the group, she went on a tour this year. She sold 26,000 copies, outdid her group. She got a Grammy nomination. She had a Billboard Hot 100 entry. So she did her thing. Landed on top 27 of the Billboard Hot 200 charts. So I think JT, this is a solid place for JT. Solid space for her. She's moving up. If I'm JT, I'm really, really happy with where I'm at. This is a great look for her. She's doing her thing. Okay. So shout out to JT on that. Doja Cat. Doja Cat has kind of been quiet this year. You know what I mean? But I think Doja Cat, the fact that Doja Cat is still, if we're going to consider her a female rapper, the highest streamed female rapper of the year, still on Spotify. She stayed busy doing a successful Scarlet Tour, headline New York's Global Citizen Fest. One of several high-profile recent festival appearances for Doja Cat also include headlining a slot at London's Wireless Festival and a top spot at Las Vegas iHeartRadio Festival. So she's been doing a lot of big shows. But even during a relatively inactive period, she remains impactful in the headlines for her inspiring comments at Global Citizens. for her apparent relationship and rumored but denied engagement with Stranger Things actor Joseph Quinn, and particularly for any crumbs about her Scarlet follow-up generating excitement across the internet with a one-word post on X, album. So basically they're saying like she remains talked about. People are still very much so engaged in anything that she does, from who she's dating to her pictures. She can just do a one-word tweet, album, and it creates a frenzy, okay? And so this is why Doja Cat is at number 7. However, she was ranked at number 5. So she fell 2 slots. Now, the reason why I feel like she fell 2 slots is because she's been kind of quiet. But Doja Cat cannot be denied the fact that she is a powerhouse in this space, if y'all will. You know what I'm saying? She is streamed. She's still the most streamed female rapper. High performance shows. She can tweet one thing, album, and the girls are ready because they love Doja Cat's music and they love Doja Cat's performance. If she's going to give you a show, and she's a talented artist. I'm not a fan of Doja Cat, but the people show up for her. I don't really like her style and aesthetic, but we can't deny the fact that, she is a true artist. Now, she did fall 2 slots, but I feel like she only fell 2 slots because she ain't out. If she was out, she would either be at number 5 or higher. Doechii. I think, honestly, Doechii wasn't on here. I think that Doechii got so high because she's got like 4 Grammy nominations. She's got like some crazy Grammy nominations, and she's got, a lot of people loved her project. I think this was a big jump for her. I think she could have came in at like number 8 or something. I'm not really here for the whole like Doechii being this high up, but her album was good. I mean, it really felt like a real hip hop album. It kind of gave you like 80s, 90s real rap type stuff. So I like that for her. Doechii is a star. She's been bubbling to the top for a couple of years now. For those who have been up on her since 2019, her rise hasn't been a surprise. The artist out of Florida further solidified her greatness with the release of her impressive mixtape, Alligator Bites Never Heal, where all her talents are on full display. Songs like Nissan Altima and Boom Pap showcase her lyrical prowess and elasticity as an MC, which has gained praise from her TDE counterpart Kendrick Lamar. Now nominated for 4 Grammys, she's tasked with following up with her best work to date with an official album debut. Pressure busts pipes, but it also creates diamonds, and we're looking forward to seeing her shine for years to come. And I think, this contact. And I think that is very important. I think the 4 Grammy nominations really threw Doechii into the mix, and then Kendrick Lamar being one of the most viral things right now, her getting that shout out from him, that stamp of approval, also helped to her relevancy. And right now, Doechii is everywhere in the conversation when it comes to Grammys and rap albums. Okay, so shout out to her on that. So I think that's why she is on this. And honestly, she should be on the list, because how is she not on this list but nominated for 4 Grammys? You know what I mean? So I could see, now that I'm talking about it, okay, 4 Grammys nominations when these other girls really don't have, they have either 1 to none. Yeah, girl, you can go ahead and debut at number 6 on the ranks. I ain't mad at that. Latto went up 3 slots. She was at number 8. One thing I'll say about Latto is going to definitely work and stay in the mix. Latto is delusional as hell, but at the same time, Latto also is talented, okay? Latto has moved up. What makes Latto's growth as an artist admirable is the way that she stayed true to her colors and her roots. She became the first female headliner at Hot 1079's Birthday Bash. Remember, she did Birthday Bash this year, where she brought out fellow A-listers like Usher and Summer Walker. T.I. and his Trap Music Museum crowned her the Trapper of the Year, and she paid homage to Southern rap and cemented herself in the genre's legacy on her own 3rd Sugar Honey Iced Tea, which bagged her first number 1 on top rap albums. So that is why she's in here at number 5. Also, more importantly, more recently, her Big Mama single scored Latto a 2nd nomination in the Best Melodic Rap Performance category at the 2025 Grammy. So she also got a Grammy nomination this year. And she'll be a judge alongside Ludacris and DJ Khaled on the second season of Netflix's Rhythm and Flow. If you guys have not watched Rhythm and Flow, I think that is a great show. I actually like Latto on the show, and I think that she is fitting on the show. Not the best speaker and our articulator. However, I respect Latto's pen and rap ability, so her being a judge on there makes sense. All right. And they said it's a full circle moment for Latto after she won her first season of Jermaine Dupri's Rap Game in 2016. So I think that Latto is doing business. She's headlining shows. She's getting Grammy nominations. So from her to go from number 8 to rise up to number 5, it makes sense because the girl is still working. She's still working. Her album did really well. And, Latto is still in the streets with music. I love Brokey. I like Big Mama. So Latto's doing her thing. She stays consistent and she remains in the conversation. I just want to know, will she ever break into that top 3? She's always like that number 5 girl. Like Latto is like that number 5 girl when it comes to like the top 5 girls or like the top girls. She's never in the top 3, but she's always either like right there. You know what I mean? So I'm wondering, what will it take for her to kind of push one of the other girls out? And hell, I think if it's really Cardi B getting up out the way and Latto putting up a little bit more stats and keep working, but she's vying for that top position. But I think we need a little bit more online. We need a little bit more personality. We need a little bit more interest in Latto. You know what I mean? Like the business stuff is good. The performances are great. The music is good, but we don't care about Latto's personal. Like she has no online presence for real. Sexyy Red, mind you. Now this was Sexyy Red dropped 2 slots. Sexyy Red went from number 2 to number 4, so she dropped out of the top 3. This one to me, I feel like, hell, I honestly feel like Latto could have went over Sexyy Red because pretty much in this, they just pretty much said that Sexyy Red was on Kai Cenat Live, and she had a record with Get It Sex. That was Get It Sexy was 2023. They said St. Louis rapper has had one hell of a year. She answered her Monster 2023 with the club hit and viral sensation Get It Sexy, followed up with the Drake feature You're My Everything, and her mixtape In Sexy We Trust charted higher than anything she put out last year. She also had a nationwide tour and hit the stage at Camp Flognaw, where she got a pop bigger than Stone Cold. What? I don't know what that is. I must have missed it. The sports community even gravitated towards Sexy after her appearances on WWE and NFL. Oh, okay. Now I see. Okay. So that NFL sports thing was big for her. But her range stretches beyond sports as she recently pulled up to Kai Cenat's viral Mafiathon 2 stream. Okay, so it was that. So it's the social media, it's the sports, it's the tour. That's what kept Sexy, and it's the music. So I get it now. So she dropped 2 slots, but she's still standing there because people are still very much so engaged in Sexyy Red content. Okay, so, and then her Get It Sexy, and Sexy We Trust did better than anything she put out last year. And last year was one of her biggest years. So at the end of the day, she may have dropped 2 slots, but she's still in the top 5. I like top 5 for her. I still probably would have put Latto over her. But, it is what it is. Latto came up, Sexyy Red came down. I see Latto surpassing Sexyy Red. I think Sexyy Red can give you bangers. I just don't know. Does Sexyy Red have longevity? Like, I feel like Latto has more longevity than the Sexyy Red. But we'll see. Does Sexyy Red have another 2023 run in her? I think she can make more hits, but I guess we'll just have to see. We'll have to see. Nicki Minaj. This was an interesting one. Nicki Minaj at number 3. She was number 1 Okay. Pink Friday 2 arrived in December 2023. And even with the influx of projects released this year, Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday 2 reigns supreme as the best-selling album from a female rapper for all of 2024 as far as units earned go. Okay. According to Luminate, FTCU separated itself from the pack and added to Minaj's 148th Billboard Hot 100 hits when the righteous banger cracked up the chart's top 15. 2024 served as a well-deserved victory lap for the Queen's rap legend. Minaj's Pink Friday 2 World Tour broke the record for the highest grossing trek by a female rhymer. And that was only the first 34-date North American leg. Nicki spun the block in Gag City for another round of arena takeovers across the U.S. into the fall, which ballooned the tour's gross over $108 million, the fourth highest of any rapper ever. Across 70 total shows and 788,000 tickets sold, according to Billboard's box score. She's not done with 2024 yet. Either Pink Friday 2, the hiatus, will be the set. The hiatus will be the set's final deluxe installment as Minaj turns the page to a new era. But the batch of tunes should hold the barbs over well into 2025 when she can reclaim the list's top slot. But it appears there's a chance that Nicki could step away and temporarily relinquish a pink diamond encrusted throne she's dominated for a decade plus. Okay, anyway. Here's the thing with Nicki. People were pissed that she didn't last. I mean, that she didn't keep the number one. I think Nicki at number 3, this is amazing. We can argue number 2, but I think this year, the biggest things for Nicki was her tour. There weren't any real business things that she did for real. There wasn't any real philanthropy. There wasn't any music video visuals. Like, if she would have gave us some visuals, if she would have got into any campaigns, if she would have did any hostings, I don't think she did anything other than tour. So, and she did a lot, and the album sales were great. Still outsold every female rapper. One of the highest tours of a rapper, highest selling rap tour for a female for sure. However, when it comes to this year, I just feel like because this list wants a plethora of different things, and it's like a conglomerate of like reasons why they add, like you get your placements. I think that Nicki, if you really break it down, yes, those tours were great, but like it was just she just toured. She toured, and her album, even though it did really well, it's still from 2023, but still outsold or out-earned all the female rappers of 2024. So I think that's why she's still at number 3, but she really didn't do a lot necessarily in 2024 that was like new. But it's more of like a residual. It's like a victory lap, like they said. It was like, that's why I'm like, I'm not mad at her placement because she's eating off of 2023 still. So you get what I'm saying? Like, she's still spanking girls off of 2023 at a high level. So I wouldn't be mad at this placement because had she dropped fresh content, she probably would still be number 1. But you got to remember, she got no Grammy nominations. She didn't really do anything outside of touring. She didn't do any spectacular visuals. There were no Billboard Hot 100 top 10 entries this year. There were no real viral records this year. There were no club bangers this year. Yes, she did the tour. It was amazing. And she sold more than all the girls this year. Great. That's why she's number 3. But outside of that, why else should she be number 1? I think that the number one slot was well deserved. Now, if you want to argue number two, I could see us having a conversation about number two. But when you get into it, I kind of see why number two is where it's at. But I'm still okay with going back and forth with Nicki being number two, Meg being number three, or vice versa. So Megan Thee Stallion is at number two on the list. Okay, Miss Hottie Sashay's up a notch. Mind you, she was at number three last year. But at the point in time, Megan Thee Stallion had achieved several milestones. Okay, wait. So boom, this year, Megan had his, right? Megan, she christened her Warner Music Group partnership with the June release of Megan, her third studio album, bowing at number 3 on the Billboard 200. It was her 5th top 10 on that tally. In support of the project, Megan launched her first headlining tour. 36 shows Hot Girl Summer Tour featured openers like GloRilla and Miss Banks. Okay. Displaying considerable hosting skills, Megan Thee Stallion hosted the 2024 MTV Music Awards. Megan then delivered a 2-punch with the release of her deluxe album, Megan, Act 2, and her critically acclaimed Amazon Prime Video documentary, Megan Thee Stallion, in her words. But more importantly, for the Grammy-winning superstar are her roles as a philanthropist and a humanitarian. In October, Megan partnered with the California Department of Public Health for its youth suicide prevention campaign. So Megan Thee Stallion dropped content this year. She dropped two projects, a tour, had a number 1 record, started a whole rap beef, hosted the MTV Music Awards, brought GloRilla out, did philanthropy and humanitarian work, dropped the documentary. Like, Megan was working. So I see why Megan was number 2. She put out content, and a lot of it. So this is where I'm like, okay, I see why Megan got over Nicki for 2024. Nicki just did a tour and had, reoccurring sales for her 2023 album. That was really it. Megan did a lot of variety work, content. She put out content. Nicki didn't put out that much content. Megan was outside. So I get it. Number 1 speaks for itself. She went from number 6 to number 1. GloRilla is the moment right now. The fact that this woman fell off back in 2022 after Riding With My Twin and Them, Tomorrow 2. Then she came out with the Cha-Cha Slide or Pop It. Failed back in 2022. No, that was 2023. Because the Cardi B moment was in 2022. 2023 is when she tried to come back last year and it just wasn't working. Then everybody was like, damn, Sexyy came and took GloRilla's moment. But she never gave up, okay? And at the top of the year, she got Yeah Glow. It zoomed to the top 30 of the Billboard Hot 100. And she never stopped. Then she had her top 15 with Wannabe, Megan Thee Stallion. And then she had TGIF. Okay. And then despite that, she went on tour with Megan Thee Stallion. But come to find out, she dropped her album and she outsold Megan Thee Stallion. GloRilla had the highest selling female rap album of 2024. 69,000 copies. However, it was a debut. Megan's debut was 100,000. I think Cardi B's debut was 233,000. Nicki's was like 330,000 or maybe 500,000. It was something crazy. So if we're talking debuts, she still has not debuted higher than any of the top 3 girls. But for the year of 2024, GloRilla had the highest album sales of the year. Okay? And coming back from 2 years later, trying to fight through it and get her mojo back, she got it back. All right? She performed, which I thought that was crazy, but she performed at the Kamala Harris rally. That was cool. So she got into her political bag. She's gotten shout outs from Rihanna and Taylor Swift. She's performed everywhere. And I'm going to tell you something. GloRilla's album is probably one of the best albums this year for me. She did her thing this year. I live for GloRilla. GloRilla went crazy. GloRilla in the club had the club on lock all year long. And her album is no skips. Her album, GloRilla to me probably has the best album. It's no shade. For me this year. So, shout out to GloRilla. She's definitely deserving at number 1 because she came back and showed resilience. You know, perseverance. She didn't quit. And we all counted her out. Hell, I even counted her out. I was like, wow, she's gone. And she came back and gagged us all. Then she went on tour with Megan Thee Stallion and outsold Megan Thee Stallion. So, GloRilla did her thing. She deserves this number 1 spot. And I don't think anybody should try to take that away from that girl because that girl literally was at the bottom. Everybody had counted her out. And she came back swinging and created bangers for the people at the top of the year until the end of the year. You cannot go nowhere. You can play any GloRilla single right now and it bang. Any one of them from, I'm talking about the new ones, from Yeah Glow to Wannabe to TGIF to Hold On. Okay? How I Look. So, anyway, shout out to GloRilla. She did her thing. This is her time. This is her moment. And I don't think that we should hate on it for that. And I think the list is pretty solid. I would tweak a couple of things. I do feel like Flo Milli should still be on this list. I could do without Rapsody on the list. However, the list is pretty accurate to me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And until next time, keep that same energy. And we'll see you soon. Peace out.